Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Church of the Most High. This is Nickelbag speaking, and today we are going to begin our broadcast with the Book of Proverbs, the way we always do. There's 31 chapters in the Book of Proverbs, and there are 31 days in a typical month. So if you do the math right, you do a chapter a day, and you're a little bit more bright for it by the end of it. So, that said, let's get right into it. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The book of the Proverbs of the Kings of Israel, chapter 28. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. For the transgression of a land, many are the princes thereof. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. A poor man that oppresses the poor is like a sweeping rain which leaveth no food. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek Jehovah Allah understand all things. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. Whoso causes the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the upright shall have good things in possession. The rich man is wise in his own conceit, but the poor that hath understanding searcheth him out. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. The prince that lacks understanding is also a great oppressor. But he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days. A man that doeth violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit. Let no man stay him. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. He that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that followeth after vain persons shall have poverty enough. A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. To have respect of persons is not good. For a piece of bread, that man you're respecting will transgress. He that hasteth to be rich has an evil eye, and considers not that poverty shall come upon him. He that rebukes a man afterward shall have more favor than he that flattereth with the tongue. Whoso robbeth his father or his mother, and saith, It is no transgression, the same is the companion of a destroyer. He that is of a proud heart stirreth up strife, but he that putteth his trust in Jehovah Allah shall be made fat. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. And once again, that was the Book of Proverbs, chapter 31. Our next reading is always from the book of Psalms, the authorized King James Version of the Bible is what we read out of here. It is the Old English Version, in case you're wondering. I do highly recommend that as I read along in this Old English Version, possibly perhaps you follow along in a New English Version, so that you can sort of get a better idea for the language being used. However, I do want to note that the meanings of the words used in the Old English are far more superior and closer to the point the original language was trying to make than the modern English is, which is why I read out of the Old English. They're more precise terms. That being said, it doesn't help if you don't understand what's being said. So compare and contrast and get a feel for it, and you'll be all right. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The book of Psalms, Psalm number 141, a psalm of David. Allah Yahweh, I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Set a watch, O Yahweh, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties. Let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. You know what, I'm going to start this all over again because our playlist here somehow fucked up, which I'm not really happy about. I prefer the music here, that's the whole idea, and somehow, some way it got screwed up. So let's see if we can do that again. I know this is live, folks. This is live shit. And of course, we're fucking malfunctioning. Alright, fuck you. Burn in hell. Alright, next one. Here we go. We'll start it over again, though, without the music, I guess. Let's see. Maybe I get it one more time. Let's try it. We'll give it one more shot here. There we go. Alright. So now, in the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the book of Psalms, Psalm number 141, a psalm of David. Allah Yahweh, I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Set a watch, O Yahweh, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. Let me not eat of their dainties. Let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. That's like praying, for them to get through it, not praying for calamity to happen. When their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, as when one cutteth and cleaveth wood upon the earth. But mine eyes are unto thee, O Allah, the Lord. In thee is my trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have hid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. And once again, that was the book of Psalms, Psalm number 141. our third reading, with a little bit of technical difficulties. Our third reading is always from the Quran. I'll mention again that this cycle is not something that I invented. This is not something that I sat in a room for hours calculating each verse of the Bible and how to lay it down and how to make it fit with the verse before and after it, and thought about it fucking 5 fucking years in advance. This was set in motion long ago, a couple years back, and I've been reading the same cycle ever since. Before that, it was a separate cycle, but I got arrested and sent to jail for bullshit, and I lost the fucking place I was at, so I had to start it all over again. The last cycle was pretty amazing. Like I said, there was an incident where I'm reading tornadoes in one book, whirlwinds in another book, tempest storm in the third book. Back then it was only 3 readings, and that very second the words are coming out of my mouth, there was about, at the time they said 20 confirmed tornado touchdowns in Bucks County. They ended up dropping that number to something like 4 or 5, but it was a pretty devastating storm, and it was miraculous. Some of you might remember that when it was live happening, but yeah, it was pretty amazing. So that said, we're going to get into the, and that's what I say when I pray, that you see these passages play out in your everyday life before your eyes manifest, because they will, all right. So, in the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the Quran, Surah number 65, Al-Talaq, divorce. Friends, when any of you in, what the fuck? You know, okay, pardon the language, it's these technical difficulties that are fucking really pissing me off here. It should be just playing, and it ain't. So we're gonna shut it down, and we're gonna reload it. We're just gonna keep doing this every time. I don't give a fuck what you think about the song or the music. I'm playing it. Right from where it was. There we go. So once again, in the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the Quran, Surah number 65, Al-Talaq, divorce. Friends, when any of you intend to divorce women, do so at a time when their prescribed waiting period can properly start, and calculate the period carefully. Be mindful of Jehovah Allah, your Lord. Do not make them leave their homes, nor should they themselves leave, unless they commit a flagrant indecency. These are the limits set by Jehovah Allah. Those who overstep God's limits wrong their own souls, for you cannot know what new situation God may perhaps bring about. When they have completed their appointed term, yeah, okay, so... In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the Quran, Surah number 65, Al-Talaq. Friends, when any of you intend to divorce women, do so at a time when their prescribed waiting period can properly start, and calculate the period carefully. Be mindful of Jehovah Allah, your Lord. Do not make them leave their homes unless they commit a flagrant indecency. These are the limits set by Jehovah Allah. Those who overstep Allah's limits wrong their own souls, for ye cannot know what new situation Allah may perhaps bring about. When they have completed their appointed term, either keep them honorably or part with them honorably. Call 2 just witnesses from your people and establish witness for the sake of Allah. Anyone who believes in Jehovah in the last day should heed this. God will find out a way for those who are mindful of him and will provide for them from an unexpected source. God will be enough for those who put their trust in him. God achieves his purpose. Jehovah Allah has set a due measure for everything. If you are in doubt, the period of waiting will be 3 months for these women who have ceased menstruating and for those who have not yet menstruated. The waiting period of those who are pregnant will be until they deliver their burden. Allah makes things easy for those who are mindful of him. This is God's command, which he has sent down to you. He will wipe out the sinful deeds and increase the rewards of anyone who is mindful of him. House the wives you are divorcing according to your means, wherever you house yourselves, and do not harass them so as to make their lives difficult. If they are pregnant, maintain them until they are delivered of their burdens. If they suckle your infants, pay them for it. Consult together in a good way. If you make difficulties for one another, another woman may suckle the child for the father. And let the wealthy man spend according to his wealth. But let him whose provision is restricted spend according to what God has given him. Jehovah Allah does not burden any soul with more than he has given it. After hardship, Allah Yahweh will bring ease. Many a town that insolently opposed the command of its Lord and his messengers, we have brought sternly to account. We punished them severely to make them taste the ill effect of their conduct. The result of their conduct was ruined. Allah Yahweh has prepared a severe torment for them. So you who have understanding, you who believe, beware of Jehovah Allah. He has sent you the Quran and a messenger reciting to you God's revelations that make things clear, to bring those who believe and do righteous deeds from darkness into light. Allah Yahweh will admit those who believe in him and do righteous deeds into gardens graced with flowing streams, where they will remain forever. He has made good provision for them. It is Jehovah Allah who created 7 heavens and a similar number of earths. His command descends between them. So you should realize that he has power over all things and that his knowledge encompasses everything. And once again, that was the Quran, Surah number 65, Al-Talaq, divorce. And that was read out of the New Translation by M.A.S. Abdel Halim, available from Oxford World Press. I believe it's the best translation available, and it's the one that the English speaker should be getting acquainted with. So the next reading is from the book of Ecclesiasticus. Usually people look at the camera when they speak. I understand that. So let me do that. We just got to fix the soundtrack here. I'm a one-man gang right now, so you got to bear with me. Trying to do everything the Lord wants me to do here, but some fuck off wants to fuck off. So here we go. It's spiritual warfare, folks, and it's real. Believe me, I deal with it every day, all day. So the next reading is the book of Ecclesiasticus. It's an apocryphal book to the King James reader. To the Catholic reader, it's just part of the book. It's just in there. But we read out of the English, the authorized King James version of the Bible always, because again, the language used, I believe, is much superior than the other versions of it. So, plus, like, the King James got there first. If you remember, in those days, the Catholic Church wanted it kept in Latin because they didn't want anybody to fucking understand it. King James over there thought, like, that doesn't make any sense, and he put all the power of the king and the authority of the crown and throne behind getting a good translation for people to understand and use in their daily lives. So yeah, first one to the finish line wins the race, pal. So the next one here, we got the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the Wisdom of Yeshua ben Sirach, chapter 22. The slothful man is compared to a filthy stone, and everyone will hiss him out to his disgrace. A slothful man is compared to the filth of a shit pile. Every man that takes it up will shake his hand off. An evil-nurtured man is the dishonor of the father that begat him, and a foolish daughter is born to his loss. A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband, but she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness. She that is bold dishonoreth both her father and her husband, but they both shall despise her. A tale out of season is as music in mourning, but stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time. Whoso teacheth a fool is as one that glueth a potsherd together, and as he that waketh one from a sound sleep. He that telleth a tale to a fool speaketh to one in a slumber. When he hath told his tale, he will say, "What was that again?" If children live honestly and have wherewithal, they shall cover the baseness of their parents. But children, being haughty through disdain and lack of nurture, do stain the nobility of their kindred. Weep for the dead, for he hath lost the light, and weep for the fool, for he lacks understanding. Make little weeping for the dead, for he is at rest, but the life of the fool is worse than death. 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead, but for a fool and an ungodly man all the days of his life. Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that hath no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble, and thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries. Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness. What is heavier than lead, and what is the name thereof but a fool? Sand and salt, and a mass of iron is easier to bear than a man without understanding. As timber girt and bound together in a building cannot be loosed with shaking, so the heart that is established by advised counsel shall fear at no time. A heart settled upon a thought of understanding is as a fair plastering on the wall of a gallery. Pails set on a high place will never stand against the wind. So a fearful heart in the imagination of a fool cannot stand against any fear. He that pricketh the eye will make tears to fall, and he that pricketh the heart maketh it to show her knowledge. Whoso casteth a stone at the birds frayeth them away, and he that upbraideth his friend breaketh friendship. Though thou drewest a sword at thy friend, yet despair not, for there may be a returning to favor. If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconciliation, except for upbraiding, or pride, or disclosing of secrets, or a treacherous wound. For these things every friend will depart. Be faithful to thy neighbor in his poverty, that thou mayest rejoice in his prosperity. Abide steadfast unto him in the time of his trouble, that thou mayest be heir with him in his heritage. For a mean estate is not always to be condemned, nor the rich that is foolish to be had in admiration. As the vapor and smoke of a furnace goeth before the fire, so reviling before blood. I will not be ashamed to defend a friend, neither will I hide myself from him. And if any evil happen unto me by him, every one that heareth it will beware of him. Who shall set a watch before my mouth, and a seal of wisdom upon my lips, that I fall not suddenly by them, and that my tongue destroy me not? And once again, that was the book of the wisdom of Yeshua ben Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus. That was chapter 22. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Our final reading is from the book of the Gospel according to St. Matthew. That is the first book in the New Testament. And so, yeah, we're going to get right into that. Chapter 17. In the name of Jehovah, Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the book of the Gospel according to St. Matthew the Apostle. Chapter 17. And after 6 days, Jesus taketh Peter, James, and John his brother, and bringeth them up into an high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them. And his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him. Then answered Peter, and said unto Jesus,
Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias.
While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said,
This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their faces, and were sore afraid. And Jesus came and touched them, and said,
Arise, and be not afraid.
And when they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man, save Jesus only. And as they came down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying,
Tell the vision to no man until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead.
And his disciples asked him, saying,
Why then say the scribes that Elias must come first?
And Jesus answered and said unto them,
Elias truly shall come first, and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias has come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer them.
Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him, and saying,
Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft time he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water, and I brought him unto thy disciples, and they could not cure him.
Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart, and said,
Why could not we cast him out?
And Jesus said unto them, Because of your unbelief. For truly I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. And while they abode in Galilee, Jesus said unto them, The Son of Man shall be betrayed into the hands of men, and they shall kill him, and the 3rd day he shall be raised again. And they were exceeding sorry. And when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter, and said, Doth not your master pay tribute? He saith,
Yes.
And when he was come into the house, Jesus prevented him, saying,
What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children, or of foreigners?
Peter saith unto him,
Of foreigners.
Jesus saith unto him,
Then are the children free.
Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea, and cast a hook, and take up the fish that first cometh up. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. That take, and give unto them for me and thee. And once again, that was the book of the Gospel of St. Matthew the Apostle. And that concludes our reading today, our daily dose. I do pray that everybody that reads this is enlightened and illuminated and made a little bit wiser and is able to incorporate what they heard into their life. And I pray that you
get to see it manifest before you, reenactments of the scenes played out by regular people not even knowing what they're doing. The actual, answer to the question that you're having played out before you in life, and some of these wise sayings, like about what it is to be a fool or something. Like, I don't really want anybody out there to act foolishly, but you're probably going to see somebody play out one of those exact scenarios in your life throughout the week. It's bound to happen. And once again, I do need to warn everybody about the super volcano out there in Yellowstone National Park. It's gonna blow, and the only way to stop it is to put these fucking child molesters to death. It's a curse. Like I said, we're under a curse. That's it. That's the curse. That thing is gonna pop, and it's gonna fuck up a whole lot of things. It's gonna fuck up the whole rest of the world, quite frankly. And yeah, the only way to stop it is to take care of the fucking pedophile problem. I shit you not. So I highly recommend you begin to write your local politicians and congressmen and senators and mayors and governors, write to the fucking chief of police, and let it be known that we're sick of this shit, and we're not paying for them in jail for any amount of time. We're not feeding them. We're not giving them their fucking medication. We're not sitting there making some therapist sit in a fucking circle and listen to all these kid fuckers talk about how they fuck kids and how that makes them feel. We're not doing that shit. Put them to fucking death and do it publicly. You've been warned. Plainly. Let me give you the blessing. Let me give those who believe and do good deeds the blessing. Allah Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Jehovah Allah cause the face to shine upon thee and be gracious toward thee. Hashem lift up the countenance upon thee and give you peace. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Stay lit, friends. God bless you.